I think that for us, I mean, we ran into, a really good team in the end there. Obviously, Northeastern has proven that they're not a fluke. And I think that, for us, it's kind of a second life, second opportunity to prove ourselves. So, we get into an opportunity where we play in the NCAA tournament. At that point, it's a new season.
The guys kind of talked about that seeing their name up there can kind of be a boost, recharge them a little bit going into the tournament. Is that kind of how you want them looking at that, kind of put the way you finish behind you, and this isn't
well, and that's been the emphasis even, since last week started. I mean, we've been just talking about the future, hopefully make the tournament, hopefully have an opportunity to start again. We know we have the ability, so it's just a matter of, hopefully learning from some of the things that have happened in recent weeks and going into the NCAA tournament with a new perspective, a fresh start.
Excited for a good old-fashioned CCHA matchup?
Well, we haven't played Michigan for a few years, so, they obviously are one of the best teams in the country, and they certainly have probably the best player and the best line in the country. As usual, they're, full throttle offensive juggernaut that can score in flurries. I think they are the leading scoring team in the country. So, you always have to be prepared. I mean, Michigan teams are always fast. They're always skilled, and we're going to have to really, do a great job with the puck and also without it.
How do you approach that one line? We saw something like that at BC a few years ago, but how do you handle a line that's so prolific?
Well, you don't do. I don't think you do anything special per se. You just have to, have a good awareness away from the puck. You have to obviously have good one-on-one play, but you have to have good awareness without the puck. I mean, I watched some of their game last night against Minnesota, and the one beautiful goal that Connor scored was, he was wide open the backside of the net, and he used his skills to, deke the goalie out and defender out and, just have an easy tap in. So, the biggest thing is just try not to, leave people open all over the ice.
Sam talked about the forwards getting back on defense more, and is that even more important right now especially when those guys are on the ice against a line like that?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly have to, you have to play with that passion without the puck, and it's not always fun to do that. Especially offensive players, they don't like doing it. They like to, they play with passion with the puck when they have possession, but it's a matter of, having that passion without the puck, and that's you watch the teams that are having success right now. Northeastern, they're playing a full 200-foot game, and they're playing without the puck as well as anybody I've seen this year. I would not be surprised, to see them have success against North Dakota. I mean, they're just playing at that level right now. I mean, they got that mojo, and we have to be able to find that same level of determination without the puck, because what it does do is it leads to possession and then taking advantage of your own team speed on transition.
Do you have pretty good memories of the 2008 game, the overtime game against Michigan?
I mean, there's a lot of great memories, good and bad, against Michigan over the years. That's the most recent one. The last CCHA championship game. This is a big game for them because this is the first time they've been in the tournament since then, and that's going to give them a lot of motivation. But I've got memories of a lot of great games, over my entire career against Michigan, and there was a lot of good ones, and there's bad ones too. So you just gotta hope for the good ones again.
What was the main focus point this week in practice of trying to get your team back on track and to limit the mistakes that were made against Northeastern?
It was a pretty simple week. It was all about skating and competing. We didn't know for sure we were playing. We didn't know who we were playing, so the emphasis was just on, conditioning as far as skating, not just pure conditioning, but battling and doing things at a high tempo.
You feel like they responded well to that?
Yeah, they were really good. We had a couple days of Irish Olympics where it was all games, and and they battled, they competed, and it was entertaining too.
We're right set of mind right now, and moving forward, all we're focusing on is Michigan. And with that being said, the guys are obviously excited. You know, we're excited all week, and you know, just come back Monday ready to work and have a good week of practice, and we'll see what happens on Friday.
I think it's execution's the biggest thing. You know, when we were going through our streak through January and February, I think everyone was executing. You know, just doing the little things that make our team successful. And I think we kind of got away from that over the course of the last few weekends. You know, we saw glimpses of it when we played Providence BU, but it's a matter of doing that for a whole 60 minutes. And you know, if we can get back to that, everyone executing and doing the systems, I think we're gonna have some success.
I think team defense is kind of pops out. I think we got away from our forwards coming back and helping out our defense, and I think we've done a pretty poor job of breaking out as far as coming back to the house. So I just think, just we make sure we execute on that front, and you know, that's our strength of our team, is where we can break out and come back and play offense and getting our D to join the rush. So you know, as well as executing that part, I think we'll be pretty set, and you know, we just go from there after that.
You know, obviously the football is a huge rivalry, but you know, when we were in the CCHA, these two teams had a lot of good games. I know they played in semifinal a couple years ago, but you know, we're excited. Anytime you get to play Michigan, it's pretty fun, and obviously they've had some success this year, which you know makes it an exciting challenge. But we're definitely up for it.
Yeah, it's arguably like the best rivalry in sports as far as college goes. So, I mean, I grew up idolizing this rivalry, and it's pretty special that I can be a part of it, and let alone be a part of Notre Dame in general. So I'm embracing it, and it means a lot that I can be a part of it. And moving forward, you know, it's something that we need to execute going forward, and you know, it's special that I can be a part of it.
Well, I think with that is you try not to think of it like that. You kind of just want to approach it like it's any other game. Obviously, there's a lot more on the line, and I think you need to play with a little bit of that desperation. But you got to be in control. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. But you know, like I said, you just got to approach it like it's any other game. And you know, if you can go one game at a time, you know, one period at a time, that's when you're gonna have the most success. So as long as we can get that message across to the guys, and you know, they've been pretty receptive all year. So you know, we're excited for this weekend. I mean, it's hard to say. You know, with the little struggle we've had the past, you know, couple weekends, I think it's going to be a little easier for us to do that. You know, just approaching one game at a time. You don't know you're going to play the next night, so you can't think of that. So, just about our opponent on Friday night, Michigan, and you know, that's going to be our only thing on our minds.
I mean, it just comes down to execution. This time of year, every single team out there is good enough to beat any team, and so what comes down to it is every team executing better than the other team. And that's something that we prided ourselves on all year, is that we've been able to execute our system. Obviously, we've gotten away from that this past couple of weeks, but I mean, if we bear down and execute our system, you know, we're just as good as any team in the country. So moving forward, that's what we're going to try to focus on. Seeds by no means matter at this point. You know, all 16 teams are good enough to win the tournament, and our guys know that as well as we know that. And like I said, it just comes down to executing. You know, guys can get hot at the right time. You know, goalies can steal this tournament as well too. So as long as we execute our system, we're going to be looking good.
Well, to start off, I think we're all right now. You know, I think our confidence was lacking with the past couple weekends, but you know, like we talked a little bit about earlier, is we're kind of starting over right now. You know, this is a new season, and you know, I think our confidence is right there, and I think seeing our name up there is kind of give us a boost as well. And you know, I know come Monday the guys are going to be excited and confident, so we're just excited to get playing again.
I mean, in general, Cal just gives us a chance to win every night. It allows us to take risks offensively, knowing that he's got our back. And, it absolutely gives us confidence with a guy like Cal behind us, you know, knowing that if we screw up, he's there to back us up. So we don't want anybody else behind us to move us forward. So, you know, with that being said, I'm happy to have a guy like Cal to take us through the tournament.